In the journey of your baby's first year of life, you will witness astonishing growth and development. But how as parents do we know that our baby is on track with these critical developmental achievements? Now, in this traditional medical world, these milestones serve as a marker for tracking a child's growth and then identifying potential concerns at an early stage. But with no two babies being exactly alike, many babies don't reach milestones at certain months when compared to others. Now, if this is your question that you commonly ask yourself, you are not alone. So many parents want to find answers when they hit these delays, plus these milestones of building on each other, where and what they're struggling with can be messy. We get that. Now, with developmental milestones, they progress into bigger accomplishments. So in this video, we'll walk you through the order and the sequence of them to help get children unstuck if they are experiencing these delays. This is a video for you, mom and dad, to use as a roadmap to help ease any worries, know what to look for, how and when, and to not feel overwhelmed, especially as a first-time parent, and how a baby is growing and developing. Now, the most important thing that we can share with you in this video is something that you will absolutely not hear or have explained in a traditional pediatrician's office. And that is the order in which your child goes through these milestones matters far more than when they achieve them. Order first over when. Now, what this means is it's more troublesome for your child to skip a stage of development or miss the milestone altogether than it is to be slightly delayed. For example, skipping crawling is more troublesome or problematic to the overall brain development and neurologic development than being a couple months late in talking, walking, and so forth. Moms and dads, if you haven't done so already, please share this with your friends who you know need to hear this. Now, no matter what they tried or how hard she worked in PT, Miss Tegan simply couldn't stand or walk on her own. She had always been gross motor delayed, hated tummy time, favored one side, was delayed with rolling over, sitting up, and crawling. She continued PT lessons and progression seemed to be stalled out completely. Now, since neurological control and motor development and digestive function are so intertwined, Tegan struggled mightily with constipation too. Now, for that, her parents had tried diet changes, probiotics, prunes, and pretty much everything under the sun. But Tegan simply lacked the motor control and strength to do these things on her own. Tegan's feet were super turned out. She had to use a very wide stance to stand and walk, along with always needing support. Meaning that when her mom, Sam, first brought her to PWC, her big audacious goal, in her words, were to simply get Tegan to walk and poop on her own. We get this story all too often. So let's jump into how it works. Now, as I mentioned before, we are concerned with the order in which these milestones and developmental stages happen and how well they're linked and coordinated together. Looking at things on a calendar by age helps us become aware of potential challenges or developmental delays, but it does nothing to help us identify the root cause of the potential problem or development and an action plan to help get your baby back on track. To keep it simple, the development of the nervous system happens in 3 primary phases. Now, phase 1 is the foundation of development for your precious newborn baby. Phase 1 includes these. All right, ready? Eating, things like latching, swallowing, and digesting. Number 2 is sleep. Do they soothe? Do they calm? Number 3 is poop. Do they have that motility and movement and absorption? Can they bring those good things into use? And number 4, respiratory and immune function. Now let's jump to phase 2. Phase 2 works through movement and coordination. And to get technical, the first part of phase 2 very much overlaps in the timing of phase 1. You've often heard the pediatrician or PT mention walking comes before talking. And to expand on that, speech and higher level cognitive function comes after not only walking, but overall coordinated, organized, and efficient movements. Now, with that being said, phase 2 consists of, get ready for it, motor and movement of the head and neck. Number 2, the torso and the arms. That's tummy time. Rolling over and then sitting up. You've got crawling and then walking. And then really the last part of that is the fine neurotuning and coordination of all of them. Bring them all together. Now that was phase 2. Phase 3, this right here is the advanced functions. They take multiple zones and hemispheres and communication throughout the brain, working them together and then executing. And they need a good foundation of phase 1 and 2 to be executed with ease. That's what we want in life, ease. This is often why children struggle with sleep, constipation, immune health, lack of coordination of their movements, stay stuck or delayed in their social speech, cognitive development, things like that. So here's the highest level of developmental functions for phase 3 to just sum it up and bring it together. You've got speech and communication, you've got socialization and play, you've got behavior and emotional regulation, and then cognition and learning. Okay, so bringing these 3 phases together. So why do children miss these milestones? The number one factor that we see over and over again that contributes to missed baby milestones is birth trauma and stress in early development. Now, birth trauma or in utero stress specifically can affect critical brainstem and cerebellum regions and their wildly important role in developmental milestones. Birth is traumatic for your baby for numerous reasons, including baby's position in utero, how long their birth process is, birth interventions like C-section, vacuum, forceps. These all cause high-level physical tension on the delicate tissues of the brainstem, upper neck, which house the vagus nerve that we'll talk about in a couple weeks here, and are responsible for the autonomic nervous system regulation and function. It also helps with motor tone and coordination, immune, digestive function, and all the things that we talked about before. The impact of these physical stressors on developing infants' nerves and muscles in the head, neck, and upper torso are so significant. They are so delicate at this stage. This leads to subluxation, which is often the most underestimated and overlooked aspect when considering developmental delays and neurodevelopment challenges in babies and children later on in life. If your baby is displaying signs of colic, reflux, constipation, or having difficulty sleeping or eating, these are all indications that there is a subluxation affecting your baby's nervous system. Stress at this stage of development and out of sequence slows everything down for those phases 2 and 3 that we talked about. This is why we go back to the basics of heal first. That's critical for what needs to come next. With all this being known, what can I do as a parent? It all starts with finding out to what degree and where precisely within your baby's nervous system their tension and subluxations lie. We always start with an in-depth case history and examination of your baby, and also utilize incredible technology called insight scans that we have available on our website for you to look and read more about. Now, for Tegan, who is struggling with walking and pooping, these scans and addressing her subluxation patterns with adjustments made all the difference. After just 4 days of starting a neurologically focused chiropractic care plan via the Perfect Storm intensive program, she was having regular bowel movements, and best of all, she was walking on her own. These scans, they take only minutes to use, are entirely safe and non-invasive. They help find exactly where those areas of altered tone and tension are. Now, these baby milestones can involve so much, and the rapidly developing brain and nervous system are quite intricate systems. So helping babies so early gives them the right sequence and the momentum to be able to grow. At this point, if you have any questions, please ask or leave a comment below or DM us. Number 2, please share this video with other parents, family, and Facebook groups who you know need to hear this. And third, if you want to learn more, take the time to read more, please click and read the associated article or go to our website at livebetterchiro.com.